I was a pre-medical biomedical sciences major. I took a substantial amount in microbiology just as a requirement, and then some of my elective courses included pathogenic microbiology in coursework and in lab, so I have a little bit of knowledge about kind of how pathogens grow and why they're bad. It's very convenient. The SteriPen, you can carry that with you as long as you have batteries that are capable or a charging capability. You can, utilize it pretty well anywhere. The problem with drinking any water anywhere is that you have an excess or like a pathogenic dose, an infectious dose of bacteria that can overrun your normal bacteria and cause a substantial amount of GI upset, so gastrointestinal upset, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. They rearrange our entire physiological process internally and cause us to be very ill. There is a microbiome living in that water. There are basically tiny little bugs, tiny little pathogens that will infect you. They're opportunistic. They don't really care where they grow, if it's in the puddle or if it's in your guts. They're happy with, as long as they can get energy that they need, they'll thrive. So you obtain your water sample and you place the pen in the water for the specified amount of time, depending upon the amount. That time is important due to the amount of, it's proportional to approximately how much bacteria would be in the sample and how much time it would take to effectively denature the DNA. So rip apart the DNA and make it non-functional so that the bacteria or viruses are harmless. One of the things about bacteria is that you don't necessarily need to kill all of them to not be affected. You can, you get bacteria from everywhere. You need a dose, a pathogenic dose of the bacteria before it's a problem. And that varies between pathogens. For the ultraviolet light filtering or sanitation, more so, you have to, you're killing the bacteria, deactivating their ability to breed, basically. It is actually on the purple end of the visible spectrum of light. It actually goes off of the board of what we can see. It's slower than other waveforms. The things that we see from about 400 nanometers to about 700-ish, depending on your retina. But so that's what we can see. Our sun emits UV light, UVA, UVB, UVC. So a lot of the time, the UV light doesn't make it past our ozone. It's one of the biggest reasons we care about the ozone, is so that the UV doesn't damage our DNA, because as much as it damages bacterial DNA, it can also damage our DNA, which is why skin cancer is such a problem. Typically, sterilization UV comes in a UVC range, and that's just a slower than UVA and UVB. UV is changing the actual DNA of the living organisms inside the water. If you can make a difference in the ability to have fresh water for people who don't, for anything, they just on a regular basis don't have fresh water, I think it would be of huge benefit.